Desire of the Iranian people for a democratic change. Democratic change in Iran is in the interest of the world, of the international community, but also with global peace and security.
We have got to stand with Ashraf. The Ashrafis in Liberty and in Ashraf have to know that we are with them, have to know that they've got your support, but have to know that they've got our support. I am ashamed of my government. My government has failed to protect the residents of Ashraf.
I am here to tell you that we hear you in the United States. And even more importantly, the regime in Tehran hears you as well, which is why they fear you as they do. So as you cry for freedom, they even hear you in Foggy Bottom. We know what needs to be done when we leave here. We need to go out and get it done. Now this is a day about imagining a very different future. Hopefully a day where our friends at Camp Ashraf and Camp Liberty are out of harm's way. A day when an important country in the vital region of the world is led by a woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had a very interesting week in the European Parliament this week. Last weekend, I received from my secretariat of my delegation for relations with Iraq, I received notification that the Iraqi embassy in Brussels had sent a list of 14 names of senior Iraqis who were apparently going to come to Brussels on Tuesday last week. Let me tell you that this list contained the Deputy Foreign Minister. It contained the name of George Bakus from the Office of the Prime Minister. But it also contained several prominent members of military and intelligence, including the notorious Colonel Sadek, now the commanding officer in Camp Liberty. So, I immediately gave instructions that this man must be stopped from entering the European Parliament. He must have his security badge removed. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not welcome alleged murderers in the European Parliament. There is no point in trying to appease the mullahs in Tehran. Regime change is the only answer. Well, I can tell you now that the designation by the United Nations of Camp Liberty as a temporary transit location is completely bogus. People have been there for 4 months. It's a refugee camp. It must be redesignated, and their rights must be completely adhered to.
Dear Mrs. President, dear friends, it is indeed a privilege for me to be among you today and to see so many assembled in the name of democracy for Iran. Some of you have friends and family in Ashraf and Liberty who are suffering for the same beliefs, and I'm glad they can see us now and be encouraged and proud of this huge gathering. Of course, we want to show them our support and our love and our solidarity. But we also want action to be taken. Action by the Department of State to delist the NCRI. Action by the Iraqi government to treat the residents of liberty according to the principles of humanity and respect of human rights. Action by the European Union to accept resettlement in Europe of the residents. Action by the United Nations to accelerate the procedure of granting the status of asylum seekers for the residents. We want action, no more excuses, no more delays, no more lies, no more appeasement. Action, action, we want action. I am honored to present to President Rajavi a statement. Has been signed by thousands of members of the European Parliament, of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, of many national parliaments across the world in support of the resistance under her leadership. In defense of the rights of Ashraf and Liberty residents.
جئنا من الأردن وزملائي أعضاء مجلس النواب الأردني لنعبر أمامكم عن تضامن شعبنا مع السيدة مريم رجوي ومنظمتها ومع الشعب الإيراني وبخاصة سكان أشرف وليبرتي مطالبين إننا في الأردن معنا وكل أحرار العالم ندعم ونساند الرئيسة مريم رجوي ومنظمتها لتحقيق أهدافها الإنسانية النبيلة. إننا نطالب الولايات المتحدة. عاش نضال شعوبنا من أجل الحرية والديمقراطية والكرامة الإنسانية. عاش نضال مجاهدي خلق ورئيستهم مريم رجوي. عاش مسعود رجوي الأب الروحي للمنظمة.
Und ein letzter Gedanke. Ich fand sehr gut, dass Frau Schavi heute noch einmal gesagt hat, der arabische Frühling ist ein Frühling für alle Menschen, die immer noch von autoritären, brutalen Regimen unter Druck gesetzt werden. Freiheit gilt nicht für einige Kontinente, sondern als Bedürfnis der Menschen weltweit. Unterschätzen wir das bitte nicht und dass wir meinen, das wäre nur das Bedürfnis weniger.
سيدة الشرق ورسولة الشرق إلى الغرب السيدة مريم رجوي جئناك من فلسطين ونحن نحمل همنا بوعي لكي نقول لهذا العالم أننا كفلسطينيون مصرين على البقاء. لقد أتقنا فن البقاء ورفضنا فن الانصراف. لذلك جئنا لكي نقول أننا في قضيتنا نتطابق ونتشابه مع قضيتكم في مخيم أشرف وليبرتي.
أخواننا من الشعب الإيراني البطل، جئناكم ممثلين عن الشعوب العربية من المحيط إلى الخليج من البحرين ومن العراق ومن سوريا ومن مصر ومن الجزائر ومن المغرب، كل الدول العربية وكل الشعوب العربية، إن حكومة الملالي الدكتاتورية هي تمثل الشيطان الأكبر، وهي التي تريد أن تجعل من العراق الحديقة الخلفية لهذا النظام. فلهذا زرعت عملائها الذين تربوا بين أكنافها مثل نور المالكي.
3,400 of its members are in Camp Ashraf and Camp Liberty, and they have been suppressed at the behest of the Iranian mullahs through their proxy al-Maliki, and that must not be allowed to continue.
I fear that as the people from Ashraf move, that they will be, we would say, ripped off, that their goods will be looted, stolen, or fully confiscated from them as they go out. I fear, worst case, some of them could be turned over to the Iranians as political prisoners. Therefore, it is incumbent that all of the organizations that are here today continue to bring pressure to bear on that Iraqi government to do the right thing.
Je m'exprime ici pour la délégation française, également au nom du Comité français pour un Iran démocratique. En tant que socialiste, je demande au président de la République, François Hollande, et à mon gouvernement de recevoir dans les plus brefs délais une délégation du Comité français pour un Iran démocratique et du CNI